Welcome back to the final vlog of the 6 days in Arizona, where 2 weeks ago we did a rock cobbler race, then we did a 24-hour mountain bike race, then we jumped into exploring Arizona by mountain bike, by gravel. We went up Mount Lemmon on the road. That was my favorite time. Time trial, then we did a road race, which I made the time cut. So today we're trying to stay in the pack at one of the hardest circus races, cool, that I've ever done. Good morning. Weather, immaculate, again, because weather here is always amazing. And now we're heading over to the circuit race. We're gonna kind of just check out the course a little bit. I'm gonna get a little bit of B-roll. If I thought yesterday was hard, today's gonna be even harder. The courses here are not easy. They're just not easy. It's not like you can sit in. You know, if you're in a flat four-corner crit, it's not so bad to just sit in. But there's like a turn at 50 miles an hour with 128 guys. I'm way out of my depth here. But this trip has been so amazing, so I honestly don't care at all that I'm not competitive. I'm very confident in who I am as a man, as a father, as an athlete. It's just a different vibe. I'm just here enjoying every bit of this. But I am going to get clapped. Snowcones for the win. He's got the Ride Bikes colors. I went just straight red. Oh yeah. Circuit race. It's a 4-mile lap, and I think we do 11 laps. Honestly, making it one lap is going to be difficult. With this many people and how tight the course is, oof, it's warm. But I'm so excited. I mean, this is going to be the fastest, most difficult race I've ever done on the road. So I'm very excited to just immerse myself in that experience. Hey, welcome back to the last episode of the 6 days in Arizona mini vlog series. This is stage 3 of the Tucson Bicycle Classic. It was spicy. It's a circuit race, not really a crit race. It's about a 4-mile loop, I believe. I do have power, so thank you, Garmin, for connecting to my power, so you can see a little bit of that. I'm going to talk about my genetics, because I got my genetics done. So I'm going to take my excuses to a whole new level, bro. We're getting so scientific with my excuses. It's insane. And then I'm going to talk about the relationship with my son and what this trip did with me and him. I'm going to talk a little bit about obviously the race. I'll kind of break that down here as we go. But at the very end, I'm going to show a little montage of the whole trip, and then a little bit about what I did after when I got home. Because my girls are so important to me, and they weren't on this trip. And when I get back from trips, my number one thing to do is to reconnect with my daughter and my wife, especially my wife, because she is my best friend. She's my rock. Whatever, dude. Sometimes people are like, that's simp, that's beta, whatever. Dude, my wife rocks. And I have to make sure that my wife doesn't have a hint of a question in her mind that I'm not going to repay the favor when I go out and I spend 3 weeks floundering around in the desert. I need to make sure that I come back, because I don't get her presents. Like I showed you, I don't ever get her presents. I'm going to bring her back something which is my undivided time and energy and passion, and I'm going to reconnect with her. That's so important to me. So I'm going to show a little bit of that at the end of the video. And I'm just going to let this first lap play out, actually the whole first lap, because again, not a whole lot happens from this point of view. Probably a whole lot happened at the front of the race. Who knows? Wasn't there. And so, okay, maybe someone's like, why would you even post this? You suck. In my head, that's what people say. And so I will rebuttal to maybe people not ever saying that, but this is just in my head, is that this was a rare opportunity to get an experience of what does it feel like to race against the best in the country in road racing. That is a very unique experience. Not many people can even have the opportunity to do that. So for most pro stage races, you have to be a Cat 1. Well, here they opened it up to Cat 1 and 2. So I had a really rare opportunity to do this. So I wasn't going to pass that up. I'm getting a little bit older, as I said previously. And so obviously, I mean, like, I'm not like crushing it or super competitive, but I am not just getting dropped immediately. It'd be one thing if I got dropped like in the first 10 seconds, that would suck. So at least I get some kind of experience of like, what does it feel like to race with the best? I'll never be a Cat 1. I actually have my Cat 2 upgrade points. I got them last year or 2 years ago. Finally got my points, submitted my Cat 1 upgrade, and then they denied me because it had been too long between all my points. So I think it was like, you had to do it in like 1 year. Like 1 year, you had to get 30 points, and I had it over 3 years. And so now actually all my points of laps, I have 0 points. It's how it works, that they fall off. So shit. So I'll never be a Cat 1. So again, I could have raced the Masters, and maybe I could have felt better about myself. I could have looked cooler on YouTube. You know, there's some upsides to it. I could have been more involved with the race. I could have had some tactics. Might have been more fun. But I can always do that. I can't always do this. And so I am so freaking happy about this experience. Now, I almost absolutely crash and die right here. Everyone's comes flying into this turn, slamming on their brakes. I have to make a quick decision to jump out and almost get hit by a car. So that is the second time that I have broken the rules and gone outside the centerline rule. You know, DQ me. The centerline rule thing, not a fan of it. This course is so amazing with like 30 dudes. This course with 125 requires you to have a certain level of fitness or aptitude, whatever that word is, to be at the front. Because at 125, especially this next turn that's coming up, everyone would slow way down and everyone would accelerate so hard, and it was just very dynamic. Now, sometimes flat corner crits can get real boring and you can get complacent. And like I've done the Lion's Den, right? The Lion's Den that got Legion put on. It was like at the time the fastest recorded crit in American history. And I just sat on the back and rolled around. It wasn't that hard because you just sat in. Here, dude, these turns, they don't really flow that well because there's so many guys coming in that you have to slam on your brakes and you have to sprint out. And that is my kryptonite. That is absolutely my kryptonite, is those like repetitive VO2 smashers where you're just like kind of emptying the tank. Dude, we're going 40 miles an hour right here. Like, just crazy. So I'm going to segue that into the genetic talk. Because, okay, when I say this is my kryptonite, maybe someone goes, no, you just suck and you need to train more. But obviously you have to choose what you want to train for. You want to train for ultra, or you want to train for like track sprinting. You know, they're two totally different spectrums. You're like totally in the opposite ends of the spectrum. If you're going to be good at 24 hours, you can't be good at 24 seconds. That's kind of impossible. But when I got my 23andMe done, both my wife and I did it, then you can download or export the raw genome data. Then you can upload it to a third-party site and get a methylation test, which shows you so much. It honestly showed so much about my wife's personality and why my wife is the way she is. Also, it showed a lot about why my son is the way he is. It was totally crazy. I highly recommend you doing a methylation test for your genome because, one, it showed my wife a ton of things, like what she should be eating, what she should be staying away from. There was some kind of double mutation on my wife's side where she had a problem processing estrogen. And so then that kind of like answered some questions about her like blood work that she had been getting. And so anyways, dude, it was crazy. And what I saw, real quick, here's my son. Look, dude, I didn't ask him to be there. How sick is that? And he's like cheering for me. I'm in the very back, disappointing him. I feel like, dude, I'm disappointing my son. I'm in the back. And I'm going to talk about my son here in just a second. But so like my genetic makeup of fast twitch to slow twitch is crazy. It was like 74% slow twitch or close to, it was like close to 80% slow twitch, 20% fast twitch. So that is my genetic scientific excuse of why I enjoy longer, less intense rides. I honestly enjoy a 24-hour ride. I don't know how many other people enjoy that, but that's just for me. My body's like, yeah, dude, let's do this. Let's just go slow for hell a long time. So if you do the test and you see that, actually my wife, which is crazy, my wife was almost the opposite. She has a ton of fast twitch, which she's not very athletic, but the gene said she has great fast twitch. A majority of her muscle fibers are fast twitch. And, you can see this in guys that have that, where they're so good at sprinting. They're so good like at just snapping out of turns, but they just can't last very long. So anyways, it was nice to see the genetics and be like, okay, I've always kind of thought that, but now I have proof. I have proof that I'm not good at these snaps. That little climb, that little kicker, dude, have you ever gone up a climb at 30 miles an hour? So crazy, so fast. About to wrap it up here, as again, there's not a whole lot that goes on in this race. I really thought that I was going to last the whole time if I had moved up a little more, if I had been farther up the pack. But again, dude, where am I supposed to go? I'm doing 1,000 watts right here just to stay on the back. So I guess I could do 1,000 watts forever and move all the way up to the front. But these little snaps right here, just over and over and over again, yeah, that's going to take its toll. But this Tucson area was so phenomenal for a bike race because like I came here to get an experience. I came here to get an experience of what does it feel like to race against the best in the country in road racing. No asterisks. Okay, my national championships, reigning asterisks. So many asterisks. Because, yeah, you could say a win's a win. You could say you can only race who shows up. Like, I get all that. But asterisks. Here, there's no asterisks. It's like, well, this is the best. And there's no one that, you're not in a category where it's like if I was in Masters, it's like, well, all the young bucks are disqualified, right? So there's just, this is it. It's open category. This is where I'm going to get dropped right here. I think I made it like out of 11 laps. I think I made it 6 or 7 laps. A lot of people got dropped on this little punch because it strung way out and everyone started breaking up. But coming here for this experience was awesome. But then I got so much more out of it. So not only did I get to bond with my son, but we got to ride mountain bikes and gravel bikes, and we got to go up Mount Lemmon, and we got to eat good food. We got to go to Topgolf. The 24 hours in El Pueblo was the coolest event I've ever done. I mean, just such vibes at the 24 hours. Driving in the RV with Tony and my son was amazing. And this trip bonded my son and I in a way that I've never had before. Now, okay, so I get dropped, and then me and a few guys, we keep going. Because I'm not going to just pull off. You know what I mean? I came here to race. So me and like 3 guys kind of get in a little group. You know, we're all homies here. We're not going to catch the group. But like, is there a way we could stay away from getting lapped and getting pulled? Maybe. But the thing that was so cool is that Tony, that was with us, he made my son act in a different way than I've ever seen him act. And so then I got to like really know who my son is or is going to be. Here's the results. Lots of people. What am I? Am I top 110? Boom, 104. Yo. So again, not last. Don't know what to tell you. And so I'm going to end it here with just, again, I came away from this with a cornucopia of experiences. I have won the lottery of experiences. And to me, you can get really, really good at one thing, and it sort of increases the bountifulness of that one experience. But to be a really well-rounded person and to be able to have context for so much that this world and life has to offer, trying to have as many experiences as possible, I think to me is key. That's like my A goal. Get as many experiences as possible. Whatever it is, dude. Like, indoor skydiving is something that I haven't done. I want to do. So then, like, let's go do that. Just whatever, dude. Any experience that I can have, I want. And so this trip allowed me to foster so many new experiences that I can take with me and I can grow as a human. And yes, do I have to like put this out on YouTube and then have a little bit of hate on like why I didn't do good? Sure. That's the downside. But I can't thank you enough for following along with this trip. I appreciate you. Doing these kind of like daily vlogs is really cool. And people thought it was a mistake, but I wanted to test something out. I wanted to test out doing a binge option. And so I put 4 episodes together at one time. So if you waited to the very end, you could go to the next one and it was unlisted, but you could still watch it. And so let me know, is that something that you dug? If you did binge the first 4 episodes, was that cool? I didn't do them all because I was so worried that it was going to ruin the algorithm. Like what happens? You know what I mean? I was scared. I was scared to do them all. So I wanted to test and see. So maybe in the future, if that was something that you dug, maybe I could do that again because I like binging. I think it's cool. So there's that. I'm coming away from this one crazy fit. To be honest, like moving past this, like I hit some insane power numbers and I was feeling really good. I've got some big projects coming up. This was, again, a phenomenal time. If you're looking for an event that's going to push you to your absolute limit for the road, but also that you want multiple levels of experiences and you're going to bring your family out and you want just an all-time vibe with bikes and the desert, I can't recommend Tucson area enough. It was phenomenal. So here's a little montage of the whole trip and then a little bit of what I did when I connected with my wife and my daughter when I got home. I've got Sweetwater, Texas, the rattlesnake gravel grinder video coming up. Then I have a sea otter video coming up. And then I've got some really big projects where I'm going to ride the whole west coast coastline of America. I've got a really cool project in Hawaii. And I just want to tell you that I really appreciate you. You're like family to me, dude. Anyways, as always, BC. You. What a trip. This has been absolutely amazing. A lot of it's because of Tony. Tony, one, remembers where everything is. Every time I'm just like, where's this? Boom, he knows where it is. Aside of that, his stoke level's cool. His energy matches mine. But what he's done with my son is just wild because he bridges that gap.
Teach you how to shred.
So I've been able to connect with my son in a way that I've never been able to before and see him in a different light. You're becoming a man, and I love you. He's very good at wheelies. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. This has been one wild 3 weeks. It is time now to shred 14 hours back home. He's actually got about 17 hours back to Tahoe. So, thanks.
Back to the wet weather.
We only need the two of us together, 'cause we got love, 'cause we got love. heavy weather we're heading for tonight. You better take what you can, 'cause the time is right now. We only need the two of us together. 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 'Cause we got love. 'Cause we got love. We only need the two of us together. I need only you in this crazy world. We got love.
You don't know if he's digging something or not. And he goes, cool day, Dad. And I know that doesn't seem like much, but dude, to him, just to acknowledge that the day was cool, that's like, dude, it makes me feel really good.